Hey, what's going on, fellow currency lovers? Good morning. Let's get into another bill search. It's a beautiful day to bill search. I hope you're keeping an eye out for our giveaway video. The conclusion will be on the 31st of this month. So if you have not jumped over to the last video that I uploaded, which is for our 40,000 subscriber giveaway, it is going hot. So get up in there like swimwear, get a submission in, or more than one. I think you can join in 4 different ways. So, get your odds up. We're giving away 10 prizes. 5 of them are collectibles. 5 of them are coins and currency. So there's definitely some stuff in there that would make you very happy, someone geek gamer in your life very happy. Without further ado, let's get right to looking at some bills. On this first one, good old over ink on the top right serial number, series 2013 $1 note. As you know, that's very common. Looking across the rest of the note, I don't see anything else jumping out at me. And back of the note, a little bit of wet ink transfer here from another bill below this one, but also pretty common. Moving right along, good repetition to 8s and 7s in this serial number, 2013 $1 note. Nice and beat up. It's really thinned out. I know you can't feel that through the camera, but this one's hitting the end of its life. It is definitely seen its day. It's not as bad as we normally see, though, so hey, it's probably got a couple more years left in it. Nothing really jumping out at me on the back. A little bit of ink issues around the wreath and the stars at the top of the Great Seal here on the back of the note, but nothing to jump for joy about. Moving right along, 2013 note also. Looks like a lot of 2013 Series 1s, just judging from going through 2 of them already, and these other 2 are as well. Now, at first glance, I thought we were missing some ink off this second 9 in the serial number here, second number, which is a 9, rather. Yeah, but nothing crazy, but there is a shift here. It's really noticeable on this seal, somewhat on this serial number, but something to keep an eye out for would be shifts in the seals and the serial numbers, which generally coincide due to the process in which American money is printed. Generally, if you see a shift in the seal, you'll usually see shifts in the serial numbers. Lots of foreign damage to this, and what I mean by that is it is not ink or issues. It looks like stray ink almost, but it's actually just from this bill being wet and handled at some point. 2013 note as well. This one's got a shoe mark on it. Hey, when you first look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a huge error. Not the case. Definitely somebody has dropped this thing on the ground and stepped on it. Yeah, but oh well. Too bad it's not like a famous shoe print that we could tell and then somebody signed it or something. Back of the note, same deal. Somebody just stomped all over this thing. Who knows what happened to this bill? Yeah, during a tap dancing competition, it got dropped or something. Moving right along, $5 note. I love these 5s. They are the early 2000s or post-early 2000s redesign of the $5 note, so I do like the depiction, albeit on this one. A Series 2013 also. We don't see anything really popping out. Little bit of stray ink here, but it's so minuscule, I would not say it's an error. Usually you have to obscure portions of the bill in order for it to be an error. Little stuff like this is common and acceptable. 2013 $10 note. So we have hit nothing but 2013 so far. Very interesting. Usually we get a little mix of series dates, but it is what it is. Nothing in the serial number on this $10 note. Also really thinned out, so hitting the end of its life, albeit $10 bills lives, can't speak this morning, are much longer than $1 notes. This one is all folded up, has been used quite a bit, so, hey, there's a couple different tears in it and damage across the note. Nothing else is really jumping out at me, but a great depiction of the U.S. Treasury on the back, and a really wonderful tour to take if you're ever around the U.S. Treasury. Definitely jump in there, take the tour of the U.S. Treasury, and you'll see some really neat stuff. Holy seal shift. Hello. Look at that guy. Now, it's not sitting off of the word 1 here. So I would say it's, yeah, at the far reach of acceptable range, but I'm going to hold on to it because it's a definite seal shift here. Normally, the edge of this seal for the Department of the Treasury would sit kind of on the little point of this chevron that makes up the center of the E. This one is way off. So very cool. I love me some shifts. I mean, this one, like I said, is not obscuring another portion of the bill, but you can see that these serial numbers are also shifted over. This C, the end of the serial number, should be sitting kind of closer to this leaf here. Very cool. Let's look at the back of the note. Nothing crazy really jumping out at me, but without a doubt, if you look at these two seals, line them up, you can see how far over that other one is. So I'm going to set that aside. 2013 note. Yeah, nothing in the serial number. I'm looking to find me a straight up ladder note. I found a couple of broken ladders over the last few videos, so go back and check those out if you're interested in what broken ladders are. They're one of the many fancier serial numbers that you can come across. And if you're totally confused on what I mean by fancy serial number, definitely check out the link in the box below to our website, varietyerrors.com, where you can follow the links on the left-hand side and jump right into a bunch of free price guides on coins and banknotes. Most importantly, in regards to fancy serial numbers, a complete rundown of what they are and how to find them. And nothing on the back there. Hey-o, there we go. 1963 $1 bill. Now, see, I just pull all this stuff out of change. I mean, I did have a larger stack. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to go through 40 bills or so. It was a bunch of ones. Don't ask what I was doing. I was not doing my stripping days. But anyway, I had a ton of ones. This one is now apparently one that was in there, and I am stoked about it. 1963 $1 note. Very interesting. I mean, think about it. This is almost a 60-year-old $1 note. Very cool. As you can see, not a lot of difference in the notes. They're the same size as currently printed notes. Let me get this shit. There we go. So it's the same exact dimensions. It's the same layout of the note. The only thing they changed was back in the 50s, they added on "In God We Trust." But since then, nothing's changed with $1 notes. Now, one that is this old, in 1963, is very odd that it was in regular circulated change that was given to me probably on, an outing to lunch or something like that. As you can see, little differences. There's not as much ink laid down. And the biggest difference here that I want to point out is the seals. If you notice, there's a slight difference between them. This one on the 1963 one, so there is a design change. I should change, I was fibbing to you a little bit. So on the seal, this here just says Treasury. Oh, sorry. Let me get back to where I was looking at. Yeah, sorry. There we go. Haha. I had to be able to read again. So, Treasure Amer Septent Sigil. So it's no longer the Department of the Treasury seal, which is the actual annotation they changed it to later, I believe in the 70s. So that is something that's very interesting. It's hard to see there. I'll pull it really close. But really good bill. Aside from that kind of different wording there on the Department of the Treasury seal, you see thinner serial numbers, thinner seal, and just general inking on the bill is a little lighter than that of more modern notes. So very, very cool. Something I'm definitely going to hold on to. It's a little beat up, but I am so glad that aside from being a little folded, it's in great shape. The toning of the colors are a little different than modern bills, or more modern bills, I should say. But other than that, pretty much the same really, really cool 1963 bill. Set that aside with that shifted seal. 2009 series $20 note. They must have heard I was talking about them. I said that all we were finding was 2013 bills, and now we've found just a whole slew of different ones. Some good repetition in the serial number here with double sixes and some eights and stuff, but nothing really crazy. Somebody also wrote on the bill and taped it together, so they just trifected this bill. Back of the note, some little smudgel and stuff from a ballpoint pen or something like that, but nothing really jumping out at me. 2017 $1 note with a crazy, crazy odometer note right there. Talk about finds later in this bill search. Look how high that 8 is. Nothing else jumping out at me as far as shifts or anything like that. The bill's in okay condition, a little folded up. But man, talk about a ticker note. So odometer notes are when the little wheel that does the serial number gets stuck because a pesky human on the assembly line, or production line rather, didn't grease things properly. It gets stuck as it rotates and it prints high and kind of off. So it's a little bit over to the right, it's a little bit high, but that's really cool, and I'm going to hold on to that one too. Getting down there, last couple of bills, last few bills. $5 note, series 2013. A little bit wrinkly. Another person, probably the same person, darn you, wrote on the note. Unless it's like a cool signature, you know, Pablo Escobar signs a $20 note and sends it to me and we can prove it was him, then it's not worth anything to have writing on it. It's kind of like comic books. When somebody signs them, even if it's really a famous person, it generally pulls from the grade of the comic book rather than adding to it. Albeit it can add value to the book, it does deteriorate the condition because you wrote on the thing. And 2009, it's kind of thinning out from use. Nothing in the serial number. Nothing on the back. Last two bills, we'll do them together. 2017, both of them. Nothing in the serial number on the bottom one. A little bit of missing ink on the portrait of Washington, but that's because of that nice vertical fold there that's messing up the bill. Back of the note, nice and folded up. Nothing really crazy jumping out. A lot of discoloration from being moist or wet at some point. So we'll pass on that one. Nice thick serial numbers on this one. Usually not printed so prevalently. But nothing jumping out. Little bit of wet ink transfer here. So we will set that aside. So what did we come across? We'll start with this one on the top. A ridiculous odometer note with that 8 hanging way up there on the right. So I would say that's out of acceptable range, and I'm going to hold on to it as a minor error. Let's look at our newer $1 note. Nice big shift in the seal there, the Department of the Treasury seal. Take a good look at that seal because that is the main difference between it and this nice kind of vintage $1 1963 series $1 note. As you can see, lots of differences in the way the ink and production of the bills were done, how fine we can get the ink on the bills now, and the change in that wording on the Department of Treasury seal. Over here, Federal Reserve seal is basically the same as the ones now. But what a cool find. Nice old vintage $1 note, 1963 series. Very, very cool. I love the little minute difference there in that seal. But let me know what you think about these finds. This vintage 1963 note being basically 60 years old. So let me know what you think about these finds. And of course, let me know what you've come across in your coin and bill searches lately in the comments below. And don't forget to hop over to the other video. I'll put a link in the description box of this one as well. And jump into our 40,000 subscriber giveaway and grab yourself a prize. I will see you in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.